The first thing that come to mind, where's he?
Alright, so we're here again with Craig Butler and a few special guests that Craig Butler has accompanied, a few beautiful ladies. Introduce them, Mr. Butler.
This is Miss Jean Brown, the mother of Leon Chippy Bailey. And this is Mrs. Carol Butler. She's the mother of Craig Butler. My girls, top guys. Top guys.
Alright, Craig, so the reason we have you here today is to respond to some claims and the scrutiny come under recently by Dejan Richards about his team play or lack thereof, allegedly. Though he is one of the leaders in assists and goals in the Manning Cup this season. I just wanted to speak on that real quick.
Well, one way to judge. Everything else will be open to the opinions of people. So therefore, the best way to judge a player's performance is by statistics. Yeah, Whisper has, I think, something like 12 or 13 assists and about 13 goals or something like that. Yeah, he's in 8 games. He's the leading goal scorer of the team, leading assists in the team. He's a weapon. Now, these are the things that you have to understand. The same thing with Leon. Leon and Kyle are 2 different players. Kyle is a supplier, makes a lot of passes. Leon is a weapon. He finishes, he scores goals. That's what he's designed to do. If you try to change a player, then you can damage. He can damage his ability to fulfill what he was designed to do. You understand?
So that Gerald does that.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask about your feelings on the unfortunate sacking of the Aston Villa's head coach. Speak on that really.
I think that every coach has a different style. I think he's a young coach. I think that he doesn't understand. Coaches always coach to their strength. Gerard was a hard-working, tackling midfielder, so he may not be as understanding of how to build and create and support creative players. You understand? So when he runs into a Leon Bailey, instead of getting Leon to be creative and score goals, he's trying to get him to run harder because that's what he knows. Hopefully on his next journey, his next club that he goes to, he will have learned from the mistakes of this one, and he would be make him a better coach.
Wish him the best.
Wish him the best. I have been outwardly, when Leon needs me, I will be there. I will open my mouth. I'm not ashamed or afraid of anyone or anything. I'll do what I need to do for my players. He performs when he gets the opportunity to play, but the system again still affects how much he will be able to deliver.
Right, so we're here with some of the major figures in we mentioned Liam Bailey a while ago, and you guys can tell us what is his reaction to the sacking of Gerard, because Steven Gerrard speaks highly of him and he's getting a lot of game time recently.
He got game time after I went out bad. If I didn't go on bad, he would still be on the bench. Yes, and that's one of the things you have to understand. Advocacy as a manager is key to the success of the player. If you're not there, if you're not willing to go and fight for the player, and he knows that somebody has his back, his family has his back. If he doesn't know that, it can kill him. He's all the way over there in England with just his girlfriend and the baby, and what? Him against the world? No. He has his family. He has a manager that believes in him, and I'll never stop believing or fight for him. So Leon is ready. He's not happy about how things are going, but he's a team player first and foremost, and he's a professional. So he's at Aston Villa. He's doing his job until he's no longer at Aston Villa and he's somewhere else. Then he'll do his job somewhere else. That's his profession. That's what puts him on that wall.
All right, coach. And lastly, before I wrap it up, are you in any way apprehensive or worried about the new appointment? Could that even make things worse than it was before? Aren't you even in the slightest bit worried about that? Who might take over the job and their philosophy?
No, because it's about adaptation, and it's about listen. You can't fit a square peg in a round hole. If it doesn't work at Aston Villa, then he will move to another club. But and he will rise again. I mean, this is not the first time people have put Leon on the bench or he has had bad performances because of the fact that the coach don't believe in him. You can say that you speak highly of a player, but then if you bench him every day, your actions speak a lot louder than your words.
That's right.
We have Sean here on the pitch. Sean was having a headache today. He didn't want to play. Right? But I believe in him. And I told him I believe in him. And he delivered. He got an assist today. You know, so it's about those things. You know, you have to have a system that will work also for the player. So if you look at Leon, Leon is a winger. If you play a wingerless system, how are you going to have that winger perform? It's not going to work, you know. So I'm happy for Leon that he's scored against Man City. He showed his quality. He showed his class. The world knows what the talent he is. And hopefully the next coach that comes in won't make the same mistake that Gerard made.
That's right.
And finally, my final question. We know the roadmap, we know the blueprint that you and Leon set out, how to accomplish the heights as a Jamaican footballer. Tell us, what's the blueprint, what's the roadmap for Dujan Whisper Richard? Because he reminds us of Leon Bailey, a deadly left footer, goal scorer, speedster. Now tell us, what's
we have a very close relationship with Genk in Belgium and several other clubs. We're going to be meeting with them in the next 2-3 weeks, and we will be making a decision as to where he goes. His dad plays an integral part in this. As you know, he's very close to us, part of the family. He was just here a few minutes ago, and we will get him to where he needs to go. The best steps is in Belgium is one of the countries that you can pay the least to a non-European player. So it's easier to get in, and it's easier, and it's important that the next step that Whisper takes is at a club that actually has a very good developmental program. So the transition from high school, 17 years old to 18, that year, you can't just go to a club that way just play football. You have to go to a club that way develop your technique. You know, and Genk is world famous for that. Kevin De Bruyne, all of them. You know, but what you should do is ask the ladies about, give them the word. You talk to them.
To Mama Leon, then consider that we have him. Just speak on your son's season so far and speak on what we can expect of him going forward.
Well, he was under injured, but I'm so glad that God is working. He look fit to me, and speed is on, so I give thanks for that. So as long as I put him at the right spot, he's going to score. Right.
Believe!
That's true.
Nothing much more needed to be said, people, after a long day here at Mona. A successful first round, a successful game today. You know, we move on to the second.
And by the way, if you ramp with me, these girls come in here, my mother come beating up here, the whole on up.
That's for sure.
Send my mother phone up, brawling.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, respect.